Is buying an investment property in Portland still a good idea? Let's discuss. Everyone, thanks for joining us. We are the Hatch Homes Group, and it is our weekly Monday housing market update. Today you have Johnny and Angela. So is Portland still a good place to invest in rental properties? We are getting this question all the time right now, so we thought we would dive into it. So who's asking these questions? So there's people who are afraid that the economy is really bad and they want to be landlords, or they want to have an investment, but they are afraid of, like, is it a good time? There's people asking this question that are super intimidated by all the rental rules in Portland. And there is people that are like, oh my gosh, like watching the media, Portland's going downhill. There's this mass exodus, like, I want to invest, but is that a good time? So anyhow, we're going to kind of break down just a few things that I think would be important to know if you're one of those people asking those questions.
Right. And first thing is, it's the most important to know about the rules. There's a lot of them and they are ever changing, and you can really get yourself into some big trouble if you're not aware of the rules.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's a few. Did you know? Did you know that there are maximum allowable screening fees for the applications? Did you know that a landlord has to provide reason for why an applicant was denied? Did you know that the rules about air conditioning and in Oregon about, so that's interesting too. That's another topic. Did you know that there is a rule that you can't deny somebody for a credit score under 500? So there's all these things to know. It's very important.
Did you know you can't consider their rental history between like 2020 and what date was it, in 2021 or 2022?
Yeah, it was like 2020 to 2022 evictions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
crazy too.
And as a quick note on short-term rentals, that's a totally separate beast that we're going to make a different video on, and you can direct message us or reach out to us through email if you have a specific question now. But that's a totally different beast, and that's a totally different set of rules that the city of Portland has very specific rules on. But on the flip side, however, if you have the single family home, there's a very high demand for single family homes in the greater Portland area. We have a very low vacancy rate of 5.3%, which is below the national average.
Yeah, and a prime example of that is if you have a single family home that you want to rent out, there's still like a ton of demand. So just this last month, I had 2 past clients that were kind of filling me in, keeping me updated through the process of them renting their properties out without a property management company. And it was just really eye-opening for them to be able to like read through all these rules and know what they have to do. And then when they put their rental on the market for, for a good price, actually, one of my clients had raised it by $200 because they were really low. And each of them had at least 10 applicants, very, very qualified. And that is just a prime example of the demand that the single family home, especially like, closer in Portland, none of them were in like real super, super hot spots or neighborhoods, but they were closer in East Side Portland.
Bottom line, there's going to be pros and cons, just like with anything else. Cons, it's not really plug and play. You can't just expect to hop in. You're going to have to do your research. You're going to have to develop relationships with a great property management company, for example, who have a lot of experience in dealing with the nuances of renting out a single family home. That can help a lot. So it's going to take some effort. But on the pro side, you get appreciation of the property. You get someone paying down the mortgage while you get that appreciation, and to build generational wealth, build a retirement, however, whatever your why is, you're getting that.
Yeah. And like on that note of appreciation, there are definitely different properties that are going to be better. We've talked a lot about single family homes. We've also had to have some tough conversation recently with our clients that have condos that are interested in renting them out. One, there is a lot more competition for apartments, and condos have to compete with that. Two, there's a lot of rental restrictions in condo buildings, and they're just not appreciating at the same pace as single family. In some cases, they're depreciating. You're kind of subject to, like, what if you have an assessment in the building and now all of a sudden you have so much more added expense. So there's just a lot more risk to renting a condo, as that like great long-term rental investment property. It's just a little bit different. So if you have any questions on, is your property like a good candidate for a good rental investment, or if you have questions on a specific property, we are happy to answer those questions.
So do you own any rental properties in Portland? What have your experiences been? Is there any rules that you think are interesting that we didn't touch on? Drop them in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Reach out.
Thanks, everyone.